Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Pixelmon with me, Xylophoney. Now today we're going to be going over one of my favorite parts of creating a very good Pokemon, which is the proper moveset. Now there's multiple things that go into this. First thing being having the right moves for your Pokemon, and the second having a versatile moveset. So we're going to look at an example of a Pokemon I think has a very good moveset, which will be my Salamence here. As you can see, its moves are Dragon Claw, Fly, Crunch, and Zen Headbutt. First thing is they're all different types, and all of these types are good against different things. Secondly, he is a Dragon and Flying type, so he has one of each of those moves. That's important because there's a little thing called stabs in the game, where you do, I believe, 1.5 times as much damage if you're the same type as the attack that you're using. So pretty much with any Pokemon you have, you're going to want at least one of the moves that they can excel in. So in this case it would be Dragon Claw and Fly. Essentially that makes the power of Dragon Claw 120 and Fly 135. While Crunch is only 80 and Zen Headbutt's only 80. But these two are also very good for taking out different types. You can take out, ghosts and poison and psychic type, all kinds of types like that using these two moves. And another thing I must point out is these are all physical attack moves. They all do physical damage, and the stats on Salamence show it has a very good physical attack and not so much of special attack. So it's very good to have all moves that your Pokemon is specifically good with. I'm going to show another example right here, being Blaziken. He is another Pokemon that has better attack than special attack, but his special attack's coming up pretty close. Still, you look at here, and all physical attacks and all different kinds of attacks. He is a fire fighting type, so he has both fire and fighting moves. Also other moves that will become useful against things that he's going to come up against. So if a rock type comes up against you, that's going to be super effective against Blaziken. So I have Earthquake, which will counter that. And of course flying attacks are really good against a lot of other different kinds of Pokemon. So very versatile moveset right there. Another kind of moveset you can have is a specific moveset, or I'll look here first. We have a kind of a unique moveset here, which is more of a support based thing. It has a Giga Impact and an Aerial Ace, which Pidgeot is normal and flying, so those are going to be very effective attacks, but it also has Quick Attack, which is a normal type. This is going to be useful for only specific situations where you want to finish off a Pokemon. And it also has Tailwind, which is a move that doesn't do damage at all. This is a move that can be used in specific situations where you want to go faster than other Pokemon with your other Pokemon, so you can get really tricky with different kinds of special moves like that. Normally, they're not that great unless you know what you're doing, but if you can make them work, they can be very effective, such as if I use this and then sent out a slower Pokemon, it might still outspeed the Pokemon it's going up against and get the first hit. And finally, a moveset we can look at here is a full support moveset. Here is a Cloyster, which is a very tanky Pokemon, and it can take multiple hits from most attacks. What you do when you send out this is, first move uses Supersonic, that'll slow the other Pokemon down completely. Then you can use Toxic Spikes and Spikes, which will not only poison the enemy when they switch their next Pokemon into battle, but damage them when they switch into battle. This kind of Pokemon is going to cause a lot of stress to the other trainer and pretty much help the rest of your team as you're fighting. So overall this is a very good moveset as well. And it only has one attack, but its main purpose is going to be to get these moves out as much as possible. Now we're going to look at some examples of not very good movesets. Like on this Charizard here you can see 3 fire attacks. Now that's good because it does stabs through fire, but it's not good because you don't really need multiple attacks with the same purpose. On a Charizard I could teach it different moves like a Dragon Claw, Fly, all kinds of different things that would give it type advantage against other Pokemon, but in this case it's only going to be good against Grass and Bug type and other things like that. Also it has Slash, which is not very good because he's not a normal type, so it's not going to do extra damage, and normal isn't very effective against pretty much anything. So overall, that's not a very good moveset. Also, this is something that you want to avoid. If you look at a Snorlax, you can see that he has a very versatile moveset. I can teach him Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Shadow Ball, and Flamethrower, but the thing is, these are all special attacks, and the way his stats go, he doesn't really have the special attack to back up any of these attacks, so they're not going to do a lot of damage. Also, he's only normal type, so he's not going to get stabs from any of this. This makes normally good moves not very good in this kind of situation, because it's not used on a Pokemon that can really put out enough punch for those moves specifically. So what you want to do is have Pokemon that can do those kinds of moves properly, such as Salamence having all physical attacks, same with the Blaziken. And you can have a different mix of those kinds of stuff on your team, but we can go over team compositions and stuff like that later. So pretty much that's what it takes to get a versatile moveset and a good moveset. You want to make sure to get your stabs right, and you want to make sure to get different kinds of moves. If you have that on each kind of your Pokemon, or each of your Pokemon, you'll be able to beat most of the things that come your way, or at least be able to counter most of the things that come your way in some small direction. Anyway, I guess that's going to be it for this episode of How to Pixelmon. If you have liked this video, make sure you leave a like. Also, make sure you let me know what Pokemon do you want to see me use as examples in the next episode. Leave them in the comments down below, and I will make sure to think about that. So also make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. It would mean a lot. And I guess that's it. We're going to be going over more stuff tomorrow, so make sure you check out those videos. And I guess we'll see you next time. Goodbye.